everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Casey Simply Sims, and today we're doing something that I honestly never thought EA would encourage us to do. We're going to give Callia Maebey a makeover. If you've somehow escaped the Sims internet over the last couple of years, Callia basically became the face of the Sims 4 menu. Like, you know exactly who I'm talking about, guys. She's that girl staring directly into your soul from the main menu while holding her phone, and somehow always looking like she knows exactly where you are. And honestly, that's kind of how she became iconic. When she first showed up, a lot of the Sims community was a little weirded out because she had this really intense, almost obsessive expression. Well, I mean, she still does. People started joking that she looked like she'd been watching your Sims, or maybe even watching you. It quickly turned into one of those community memes that everyone seemed to recognize. Instead of trying to move away from it, EA actually leaned into the joke themselves, and over time, Callia went from being a slightly unsettling main menu sim to becoming one of the most recognizable faces in The Sims 4 without being a townie. So EA recently put out this whole #YouCalledSheAnswered challenge, basically inviting creators to reimagine Callia in their own style. So I thought, alright, this could actually be really fun. Because this is one of those Sims that everyone already has an opinion on. Now, I know that Callia has become kind of iconic. She's one of those Sims that you can recognize instantly, even if you haven't played the game in months. So I didn't want to completely erase what makes her Callia. I wanted someone where you could look at her and still think, yeah, that's Callia. Just maybe after she's had a little bit of a glow up, maybe after she's gotten access to Pinterest, a good hairdresser, and a slightly better wardrobe. So let's talk about her face. Honestly, I actually think EA gave her some really nice features to work with. Like, she's already very cleanly designed. She's got those bright blue eyes, the freckles, and obviously that super recognizable ginger hair that basically defines her whole identity at this point. So all of that's definitely staying. Instead of changing everything, I wanted to refine what was already there, because I feel like the goal with this kind of a makeover isn't to create a completely different sim, it's to imagine what she would look like if she just existed in your own gameplay instead of being stuck on the main menu forever. So I did change her facial features a little bit. I softened her jaw a bit, adjusted her lips slightly, and changed her eye shape just a teeny tiny bit, just trying to make everything flow together more naturally. Nothing too dramatic. And I think that's actually the interesting part about Callia. She already feels like a finished concept, even though she's technically just a promotional sim. Her hair was probably the easiest decision I made this entire time. There was absolutely no way I was getting rid of her iconic fire red hair. Like, if you remove that, she just stops being Callia, and what's the point? So instead, I focused on finding a style that felt a little more like she finally found a hairdresser who actually understood the job, because EA, what the heck was that hairstyle you guys originally gave her? It's just no. In my head, I feel like Callia absolutely would have had a glow up phase, so this whole new style just feels so much better for her. For her makeup, I kept things pretty minimal. She's got a soft winged liner, some subtle blush, and a natural pinkish lip gloss. Nothing too heavy, nothing too dramatic. I didn't want her to feel overly glamorous or runway ready, because that's never really been her vibe in my head. I wanted her to be more effortlessly cool rather than high fashion editorial. Although I do feel like she's the type of sim who would absolutely sit there pretending her makeup took her 5 minutes when it definitely took her like 45 minutes and 3 outfit changes to decide the final look. Like, girl, come on, at least be honest with us. Okay, so now let's talk about her outfits, because this is where I had the most fun and definitely spent the most time. When I was thinking about Callia, I imagined her as someone who's constantly online. Like, she definitely knows what's trending before it becomes trending. She probably has like 12 Pinterest boards minimum. Like, 4 for outfits, 2 for aesthetics, 3 for accessories, 2 for shoes, and 1 for the future life she's planning but not executing yet. And she definitely has a very curated Instagram feed, even if she pretends like she doesn't care about it. So I leaned into that slightly trendy, femme, alternative aesthetic. For her everyday outfit, we've got the corset top, the love struck pants with the slit up the side, some chunky trainers, some layered necklaces. It's giving, I just threw this on. Even though we all know that this outfit took her like 20 minutes to throw together, and she probably tried on 2 others before that. I really like how this version of her feels a bit more expressive. Like, she's not just existing as a menu sim anymore, she actually has taste, preferences, and a bit of attitude, even. For her formal look, I wanted something that felt really elegant without being over the top, but I also wanted it to be trendy. I can totally picture Kalia wearing this to a wedding or a dinner out with a date or her friends or anywhere, honestly. The soft pink keeps it feminine, and I love that it still feels like Kalia. For the party outfit, I wanted to lean into that slightly trendier side of her personality. I love the layered sheer top over the dress because it adds a little edge without feeling too dramatic, and it also throws off vintage. It feels like something she'd wear out with friends for dinner or a night downtown, or really, again, anything. Like, both her formal and her party wear outfits are just so trendy and cute that they fit for so many different occasions. For her hot weather outfit, I wanted something more fun and casual. The purple top adds a nice pop of color, and I paired it with the skirt and high top sneakers to keep it youthful and comfortable. It feels like something she'd wear while exploring San Myshuno, grabbing a coffee, or spending the day at a summer festival. It's definitely one of my favorite looks because it feels effortless, but it's still really put together. One thing I kept thinking while making her was, who actually even is Callia? Because EA has kind of unintentionally built her into a character over time. She went from being just a random menu sim to a community meme to basically an unofficial mascot of the entire franchise at some point. And that evolution is honestly kind of hilarious when you think about it. Like, imagine being designed to demonstrate phone interactions in a life simulation game, being pegged as some, like, obsessive stalker by the entire community, and then becoming one of the most recognizable Sims in the entire community without even being a Townie. That's, like, kind of iconic. I also felt like adding tattoos to her. I feel like they help give her a bit more personality, edge, and even some history. Because the original Callia always felt a little, oh, blank. Which makes sense, she was literally designed as promotional material. But if she actually existed in a Sims world save file, especially mine, I imagine she wouldn't be a blank canvas at all. She'd have hobbies, she'd have opinions, she'd have stories, she'd have likes and dislikes. There would be personality traits of other Sims that she just couldn't get along with. Maybe she paints, maybe she's into music, maybe she's just chronically online and calls that a personality trait. But either way, the tattoos help sell that idea that she's actually lived a life beyond just existing in the menus. Anyways, I'm really happy with how she turned out. She still feels like Kalia to me, just with a fresh style that makes her feel ready for gameplay instead of just staring at us from the main menu. I'd love to know what you guys think of her, and I'd also love to know if you guys would have changed her completely or kept her recognizable. EA said hashtag you called, she answered, and hopefully Callia answered looking just a little more stylish. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.